radio, the power game, how much power do you need? Can you actually increase the level of your signal without increasing the power? And if you do increase the power, what sort of difference do you experience? What are the upsides and what are the downsides of increasing power? The ham radio power game. Hello and welcome once again to the Waters and Stanton video channel. Thank you for joining me. You know, in ham radio we often yearn for stronger signals. A lot of us wish that our signal was a bit stronger, and there are various ways that we can actually increase our signal strength. We can add an amplifier which will make us sound louder. We could improve our antenna or install an antenna that's got some gain that will make our signal louder again. And we could also on SSB use compression, which possibly would make our signal even stronger. Well, it's all very well considering these various aspects of ham radio, but what really does this increase sound like at the far end? You know, we measure gain in terms of dB, decibel. Install a Yagi antenna, perhaps that would give us 6 dB of gain. Gosh! It's starting to pile up. We could have 6 dB of gain by installing an amplifier for 400 watts. We could install a Yagi, which gives us another 6 dB, that's 12 dB. And we can switch the compressor on. That would be a bit more. So there's all sorts of choices we've got, but it always comes back to what does this really sound like? Well, what I've done today is I've created a recording of background noise. I've used a Zoom recorder to record steady background noise from my transceiver. I've then recorded a signal, me transmitting SSB from a transceiver, picking it up on the IC7300, so I've got a second signal which is me talking and being resolved on SSB. I've then put my speech signal, my SSB recorded signal, over the background noise, and I've set it up so that you can probably just about hear what I'm saying, and I've regarded that as a 100-watt transmission with no compression. I've then added a bit of compression on the recorded signal, again using the transceiver. I've added a bit of compression and then you'll hear a slight difference. Then I've increased my signal by 3 dB, and I've done that by increasing the recording level by a precise 3 dB. So the original recorded signal is 0 dB. I've then increased that signal by 3 dB using the steady background noise. So that's like increasing the power by a factor of 2. So go from 100 watts to 200 watts. And again, later on I've added compression to that. And then I've done a third recording where I've increased the level of my speech signal by 6 dB. The equivalent of going from 100 watts to 400 watts. Now during the recording that follows, what I suggest you do is you listen to it, but you can hop backwards and forwards because it's in 3 sections. You've got 0 dB, 100 watts, then you've got 200 watts, which is plus 3 dB, then you've got 400 watts, which is plus 6 dB. And you may want to hop backwards and forwards through that recording just to sort of do your own comparison on a sort of quicker A-B basis.
Running 10 watts into a dummy load and receiving on a Nikon 7300. I'm using a Zoom tape recorder, obviously a Zoom digital recorder that goes back a few years, doesn't it? Into coupled closely to the speaker of the 7300. Right, I'm now going to I'm on just one level of compression now. I'm going to bring the compression up now. Right, that's the compression turned up, and you should be able to hear a difference in the signal. You probably hear a bit of a breath noise because you wouldn't normally hear that because of sort of background noise on the radio. But I am talking across the microphone to try and reduce the amount of breath noise. But again, the same system, the Zoom digital recorder coupled to the microphone. I'm using a Zoom tape recorder, or a Zoom digital recorder, goes back a few years, doesn't it? Coupled closely to the speaker of the 7300. Right, I'm now going to I'm on just one level of compression now. I'm going to bring the compression up now. Right, that's the compression turned up, and you should be able to hear a difference in the signal. You'll probably hear a bit of a breath noise because you wouldn't normally hear that because of sort of background noise on the radio. But I am talking across the microphone to try and reduce the amount of breath noise. But again, the same system, the Zoom digital recorder coupled to the Icon IC 300. I'm using a Zoom tape recorder, or a Zoom digital recorder, goes back a few years, doesn't it? Coupled closely to the speaker of the 7300. Right, I'm now going to I'm on just one level of compression now. I'm going to bring the compression up now. Right, that's the compression turned up, and you should be able to hear a difference in the signal. You'll probably hear a bit of a breath noise because you wouldn't normally hear that because of sort of background noise on the radio. But I am talking across the microphone to try and reduce the amount of breath noise. But again, the same.
Now I hope that gives you some idea of what 3 dB and 6 dB sounds like, and of course you can increase that by adding a antenna gain. Of course, antenna gain you don't have to have a Yagi. Don't forget you can get DX gain on antennas. If you have a horizontal dipole and you're around about, I don't know, let's say it's 8 meters above ground, and you increase the height to say 15 meters, you'll actually get DX gain because you'll lower the angle of radiation, so you'll get several dB of gain there. So antenna gain doesn't necessarily have to be from a Yagi. It can be by changing the height of a horizontal antenna. So bear that in mind. You don't have to invest a lot of money in a Yagi antenna. You can get some additional gain by changing the height of the antenna. Also bear in mind that whilst an amplifier gives you 6 dB of gain, it does nothing for your receive signal, whereas antenna gain is a two-way thing. It means to say that if you add 6 dB of gain by installing the Yagi, you get that gain on reception as well. So that's a bit of a bonus. But of course we don't all have gardens where we can put big Yagis up and achieve that sort of gain. I was always taught that 1 decibel is the smallest change in signal level that the ear can perceive, and I believe that's probably pretty accurate. So 3 dB may not be quite as much as you imagined it would be, but it's probably worth having. Certainly if you're a VHF operator, 3 dB can be the difference between receiving a signal and not receiving a signal. And 6 dB gain is certainly worthwhile having. So I hope this short video has given you some idea of what the dB gain sounds like. I've done my best to demonstrate that within the limitations, but I think it's a pretty fair comparison using the constant noise level and then just raising that SSB signal by 3 dB increments. By the way, the transmitted signal I transmitted using an IC 705 into a dummy load, and then I picked up the audio from the IC 7300, and the compression I added to the signal was done on the IC 705, which is sort of a pretty fair comparison. So thank you for watching this video. I hope it's been informative. As usual, thank you for your support and our support down at Portsmouth. If you're interested in the 7300, we sell those. 705s, we sell those. We sell the complete range of ham radio equipment. Go onto our website, have a look, or pick up the telephone, and part exchange, of course, is welcome as well. In the meantime, you enjoy your ham radio. You take care. See you in the next video. Bye.